Thank you. All right, Ken Quinn, if you can come in.
Chairman, can you hear me?
Oh, there you are.
Hi. I don't know if you can see me or not. Good morning, everybody. Chairman Harbin, committee members. My name is Ken Quinn. I'm with U.S. Term Limits. I'm a regional director with the organization. I'm here in support of SR 28. And I'll keep this very brief. I hope you have copies of my testimony and corresponding documents. I'm going to just stick to the topic of the idea of this runaway convention. There's a quote I'd like to read by George Washington real quickly here. It says this, quote, "The opponents I expected would endeavor to give it an unfavorable complexion with a view to bias the public mind. This evidently is the case with the writers in opposition, for their objections are better calculated to alarm the fears than to convince the judgment of their readers. They build them upon principles which do not exist in the Constitution, which the known and literal sense of it does not support them in. And this too, after being flatly told that they are treading on untenable ground, and after an appeal has been made to the letter and spirit thereof for proof. And then, as if the doctrine was uncontrovertible, draw such consequences as are necessary to rouse the apprehensions of the ignorant and unthinking." What Washington is referring to there was the tactics of the anti-federalists in their opposition to the ratification of the U.S. Constitution. And those same tactics are being used against the Constitution, the amending provision, Article 5. And on a personal note, I was one of these persons. I used to oppose the Article 5 convention, claiming it would run away. And I was a victim. I was doing it out of ignorance and not knowing my own history. I was basically just sharing information I received from a group called the John Birch Society with legislators in my state. I live in Maine. And long story short, once I did my own research, I quickly realized that Article 5, the convention mode, the framers were very wise individuals, and they understood that our government, in order to function properly needed checks and balances. And the mode of the convention allows the state legislatures to check the federal government, to propose. It gives the states equal authority to propose amendments. A little bit of history: Congress has introduced over 12,000 amendments to the U.S. Constitution. Already this year, they've introduced 24. I counted that this week. All this process does is give the states the exact same opportunity that Congress has taken advantage of 12,000 times. Now, a lot of these amendments are great ideas and great reforms that our country needs that have been introduced in Congress, but they'll never see the light of day because 2/3 cannot agree on passing it. Now, on the other side, the states have never introduced a single amendment under their amending provision. And so all this does is give you the same opportunity. I'm not going to go through all my bullet points. I encourage you to please, I want to address that this is not a constitutional convention. The framers were very clear about that. This can only propose amendments to our current Constitution. There is a lot of false information out there, and if you review my points and the original source documents, you'll see for yourselves that the framers were very clear that an Article 5 convention is a limited convention solely for that one amendment or subject that 2/3 of the state legislatures applied for. So I thank you for your time, and if there's any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them now.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Quinn. Any questions from committee thus far? We've got some more. Okay, thank you, Mr. Quinn. We appreciate it.